there's a reason you clicked on this video, and that's due to one of three reasons. 1. You know what I'm talking about and you hate it. 2. You know what I'm talking about and you love it. 3. Clickbait. What if I told you that the scene in Sam Raimi's third installment of the Spider-Man series, no, not the scene with Venom, no, not the scene with the first viewing of the new suit, yes, that scene, the infamous walking down the street scene. Now I know the common consensus about this scene. What the fuck was that? It was the worst scene in any Spider-Man movie ever, and it was a disgrace to anything with the spider or man in its name. Peter Parker doesn't dance, it's so goofy and ridiculous. Yeah, that's about right. But hold on. Before I make my case, let's rewind and go over the scene as a whole. This first scene shows Peter eating away at his cookies delivered by his landlord's daughter. Now this scene in particular isn't as criticized, however it is a very big part of the showing of Peter Parker's transformation. In Spider-Man 2, Peter himself says,
"I'm sorry, I'm trying, I want to be here."
And now all of a sudden he doesn't listen to his once mentor's advice? Someone he always knew he could trust and seek for aid in any situation. Why does this matter? Because clearly Peter has a whole new side to him when he's doing this. He's a brand new person. One that doesn't care about a man he once looked up to. That's why this first scene is so subtle, yet so impactful.
Dr. Connors, how are you?
Peter tells once again the landlord's daughter, "Get me some milk."
Give me some milk.
When has Peter ever been someone to speak to girls that way? Since the beginning of the trilogy, he's been shy, and even after he beat up the school bully was seemingly ashamed of himself, referencing the change in character from the Amazing Fantasy number 15. All the women in Peter's life, Aunt May, Mary Jane Watson, Betty Brant, which we will discuss, are all women he had gained respect from by treating like the shy but caring guy he was. Peter is shy around girls. When he speaks to them, it's never with assertion or domination. Then in this scene, he speaks to the main girl of the scene as if he's in charge of her, revealing a new disrespectful, uncaring side of Peter Parker. In this scene, Peter is asked by Dr. Curt Connors,
"Peter, you didn't keep any, did you?"
To which he replies,
No, of course not.
Now this isn't necessarily showing a new side of Peter. In fact, it's the opposite. Peter Parker has always had his identity as Spider-Man hidden. And now even with this brand new side to him, with this new Spider-Man suit and persona, he's still having to keep his identity a secret. Although becoming arrogant, selfish, and hungry for attention, one part of Peter is always one he has in control. The choice to keep the identity of Spider-Man a secret. In this scene, young Elizabeth Banks is portraying Betty Brant. Now, the sexual tension between them is something that had always been hinted at in this series, but in a completely different manner. Throughout the series, they have always had a flirt, cute, shy relationship with each other. Now in this movie, after Peter's transformation has been finalized, the tension between them seems to be slapping us right in the face, rather than the subtle hinting in the previous films.
Will they or won't they? Sexual tension.
I'll bet.
J. Jonah Jameson, reprising this iconic role in 2019 Spider-Man Far From Home, this has to be one of the best portrayals of a side character in a comic book movie. J.K. Simmons does a fantastic job, and for every single one of the movies that Peter has been working for Mr. Jameson, he has always taken his BS. He's never stood up for himself or refused to take no for an answer. He's always been J. Jonah's Spider-Man photography pet. But now Spider-Man has changed, and just like Spider-Man's changed, Peter Parker has also changed, and proves this when he tells J. Jonah Jameson,
If you want the shots, I'll take the staff job. Double the money.
just as he should, as the audience is meant to, he stands there shocked at Peter's response, and sure enough, he gets the staff job. Alright, let's do it. The reason you clicked on this video. Sure, the other points were interesting and maybe you said, "Oh, yeah." But the main course of the evening, why is the dance scene actually amazing? We've covered why the rest of it is, now let's discuss why the actual scene itself is just perfect. From the pointing, to the slide, to the Saturday Night Fever strut in and out of the suit store, followed by the disco style humping the air, rotate them wrists action. Why is this scene amazing? Well, for starters, since Spider-Man 1, the movie that began the path to this incredible finale in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, Peter Parker has walked down these streets of New York City, whether it be in the shadows or as a teen trying to catch the bus. Now he's walking down the streets filled with self-pride, self-respect, and dominance. When he's dancing, yes, it's goofy, but why is it goofy? Of course someone with their ego expanded out the size of a watermelon would be dancing like this. He's a geeky nerd who was always shy, and now all of a sudden he has his confidence. Any one of us would be dancing as well. Peter's a goof. He's always been a goof. And Spider-Man helped him open a whole other side of his goofiness, one he's able to use behind a mask and make people's lives better. Now after the symbiote has finished its domination over Peter Parker, it's seemingly as if Peter and Spider-Man have changed places. Black Suit Spider-Man now mainly comes out at night, doesn't have any more pictures coming from the Daily Bugle. You should almost say he's been shy recently. Peter Parker? He's dancing down the streets, showing off his moves, pointing to the ladies in confidence, hidden behind the mask of his ego. Why does dancing mean any of this? This scene is still stupid, you say, filled with a mighty rage. Peter Parker doesn't dance, you shout at me. Torches blaze, pitchforks sharpened. You're right. Peter Parker doesn't dance. And after the transformation has occurred, the man dancing down the street, slapping his girlfriend, saying,
Now take off this.
is not Peter Parker, and that's exactly why he did all that stuff, and that's exactly why he goes to the church to tear the suit off, because he knows he is no longer Peter Parker. He's a dancing douchebag. Even the movie knows the dancing is awful, and that's why it's actually an amazing scene, because it knows it's terrible, which is exactly why it's in the movie, and exactly why it makes that scene where he regains his original identity that much better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, please let me know by liking and subscribing. Also comment down below your thoughts, comments, or questions you have on anything I've said in this video. That's all for now, and to everyone named Justin and not named Justin, I will see you in the next video.